Olive was in a big field surrounded by stalls and crowds of people. There was a wonderful cooking smell in the air.
That's making me hungry.
Lots of people were jumping around, fanning their mouths with their hands.
Ooh, that's strange.
Olive spied a woman stirring an extra large pot.
Hello, I'm Olive. Why are these people jumping about?
Howdy, Olive. I'm Emmy Lou. These people have been eating hot chili. They're jumping around and fanning their mouths, trying to cool down. Here, try some.
That chili tastes amazing. Oh, it's quite spicy though. Oh, phew! Ha!
Really? Fact is, I made this one nice and mild for the chili speed-eating competition later. Hey, I left a can of beans for the chili in my truck. Could you watch the pot, please, while I go get it?
Of course.
On a nearby stage, Olive saw a cowboy start to play a guitar.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome to Hank's Hoedown.
Oh, that looks like fun.
As people started to dance, Olive danced too. But as she jigged about, she accidentally knocked a huge jar of chili powder into the pot.
Oops. Maybe more chili powder will make it taste even better.
Emmy Lou returned and poured the can of beans into the chili.
Thanks, Olive. Now it's time for the competition. Why don't you enter?
Well, I don't know if I...
Come on, it'll be fun.
All the chili-eating competitors were ready, including Olive. They each had a big, steaming bowl of Emmy Lou's chili in front of them.
Howdy, I'm Hank Starvin. You know the rules. Whoever eats their bowl of chili the fastest wins. 3, 2, 1, go!
Everyone started to eat the chili, but after a few seconds, their mouths were burning, including Olive's.
Cake! My beak's burning!
Olive, what did you do to my chili?
Sorry, I was dancing and I accidentally knocked a jar of chili powder into the pot. Oh!
Olive spotted Hank's guitar by the stage and remembered people leaping about earlier after eating chili.
Some country music. People jumping about to cool their mouths down. I think I may have an idea. Hank, start playing, please.
Hank grabbed his guitar and started to play. Olive began to jump up and down, fanning her mouth with her wings.
Yeah, follow me. This is the chili cool down, hold down.
Soon, everyone was copying Olive, all jumping about and fanning their mouths.
Faster, Hank, faster.
Yee-haw!
Hank played faster, everyone danced faster. Olive's plan seemed to be working, but when the dance ended...
Oh, my mouth's still burning.
Dancing made me forget about my burning mouth, but now I've stopped, I'm thinking about it again. Oh!
This was not good news. Olive had no idea what to do. But then Emmy Lou appeared, carrying a tray of strawberry milkshakes.
Hey, I forgot to say I made these milkshakes, too. Best thing for cooling down a hot chili mouth.
Olive and the other competitors drank the shakes, and finally their mouths were cooled down.
Phew, that's better.
That was one exciting chili contest.
Olive's chili cool down, hoedown could be the next big country craze.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think it was all a bit too hot to handle.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Greg, actually, I've been eating some super hot chili.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive found herself in a big arena with lots of strange equipment everywhere. There was a long beam, some hanging hoops, a mini trampoline, and some bars. It looked like the best playground ever, only there were crowds of people watching.
Excuse me.
Olive heard a squeaky little voice, but couldn't see where it was coming from.
Excuse me. Hello. Ouch.
Exclaimed Olive as she felt something pinch her leg. She looked down and saw a tiny mouse dressed in a sparkly yellow stretchy outfit.
Oh, hello there. I'm Olive. I'm Squeak. Sorry to pinch you, but I really need your help.
Squeaked the little mouse.
Well, I can try. This is the World Gymnastics Championships. It's my turn on the uneven bars, but I'm too small to reach them. It's the last round, and I always fail on it. sorry to hear that, Squeak.
Just then, they heard a voice boom around the arena.
Representing Swissland on the uneven bars is reigning champion Rodenta.
Oh, not Rodenta. He always wins this round.
Rodenta shimmied his way up to the bars and performed a faultless routine of twists, turns and twirls, ending with the perfect dismount.
If you think you can beat that, Squeak, you've got another thing coming.
Smirked Rodenta.
Next, representing Cheeseland, is Squeak.
Oh no, I'm never going to beat Rodenta's score if I can't even reach the bars. What am I going to do, Olive?
Easy. I'll just pick you up, like this.
No, please, you can't pick me up. I'm not allowed to be lifted up to the bars.
Oh, cheat! Rule breaking! I saw it!
Olive quickly put Squeak down.
Well, okay, but you still can't reach those bars, can you, Squeak?
Oh, Olive, he's right. What are we going to do? It's my turn.
Olive looked around at all the equipment.
A mini trampoline, a tiny mouse. I think I may have an idea.
Cheese-tastic.
Olive grabbed the mini trampoline and placed it near the uneven bars.
Just bounce on the trampoline and you'll reach the bars easy.
Squeak climbed onto the trampoline and tried to bounce, but it was no good. He was too light to bounce high enough.
He can't even bounce on a trampoline!
Ignore him, Squeak. I'll jump with you. That way you can jump higher and I'm not lifting you up. 3, 2, 1, jump!
They bounced up and down, higher and higher, and then suddenly Squeak rocketed into the air towards the bars. He grabbed hold of the bar and performed an amazing routine. Oh! And then he finished with an astounding dismount. He flew off the bars, dived through one of the rings, over the pommel horse and onto the beam, where he did a roly-poly onto the bouncy blue floor and finished with a quadruple somersault backflip. The crowd went wild!
Not fair.
The judges were so impressed, they awarded Squeak a perfect 10.
You did it, Olive. We won.
No, Squeak. You did it. Your performance wasn't just gymnastic. It was gymtastic.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I helped a mouse win a gymnastics competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.
Olive the Ostrich!
Olive found herself in the middle of a huge, dusty arena. Tall marble columns and ornate shields decorated the walls, above which sat crowds of cheering people.
Geg, I wonder who this lot are here to see.
Just then, a glum-looking donkey approached her, pulling an old wooden chariot behind him.
Oh, hello, I'm Olive. This place is huge.
Yes, it's huge, Olive. It's Greek racing arena. I'm Nikos Lycopoulos. I'll be pulling your chariot in today's race.
A chariot race. Sounds very exciting.
Exclaimed Olive.
Don't get too excited. We won't win because those two always come up with dumb tricks to stop anybody else.
Nikos pointed out a white stallion and a black stallion pulling golden chariots around the track. As Olive watched, they sneakily nudged another parading chariot racer into a huge muddy puddle, sending them skidding out of the race before it had even begun.
See, Olive? They always cheat and then they always win.
A gong sounded to call the chariot racers to the start line.
Okay, Nikos, let's race.
The two stallions lined up on either side of Nikos and Olive.
Hello, losers.
Sneered the stallions as a Greek herald blew into a huge conch shell to start the race. The stallions kicked up a huge cloud of dust as they thundered off. But as the dust cleared, Olive and Nikos were still on the starting line.
What's happening, Olive? I'm running, but we're not moving.
Olive looked around and saw that their chariot had been tied to one of the Greek columns with some rope.
But Geg, those cheating stallions have done it again.
She quickly pecked the rope in two, sending her and Nikos whizzing off after the other chariots.
Hey, well done, Olive.
Go get him, Nakos.
Nakos galloped as fast as he could, and soon they were catching up with the two stallions. Olive twisted the rope into a lasso and threw it over the back of the white stallion's chariot.
Bullseye!
Then she threw the other end over a tall Greek statue. The rope snapped tight, and the white stallion was pulled out of the race.
It worked! Now let's overtake that black stallion, Nakos.
Here I go.
We're in the lead!
Oh, yes. Careful you don't sleep up.
Suddenly, the black stallion nudged Olive's chariot, sending it and Nakos sliding into a huge muddy puddle.
Oh, I can't stop. Help!
Olive had to think quickly. She spotted the Greek shields on the walls of the arena.
A muddy puddle, a row of shields. I think I may have an idea.
As they slid past, Olive plucked the shield from the wall and hurled it onto the ground ahead of the sliding Nakos.
Quick! Jump on the shield!
Nakos used the shield to surf over and out of the muddy puddle, sending a massive wave of mud into the path of the black stallion.
Hey, I can't see her.
The black stallion skidded and slipped on the mud as Olive and Nakos crossed the finishing line as winners!
Hey, we did it, Olive. We won.
Well done, Nakos!
Thanks, Olive, for helping me finally beat those naughty, cheating stallions.
That's okay. That'll teach them for horsing around.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Gek, actually, I helped a donkey win a chariot race.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was wearing a sparkly purple tutu and white boots with metal blades on the bottom. She was standing on a white floor in a big, chilly room. Olive took a step forward, but slipped on the floor. It was made out of ice. She fell over and landed on her bottom.
Ouch! Oh, this floor's very slippery and very cold.
A very glamorous ice skater glided up to Olive and helped her to her feet.
Oh, thanks for helping me up. My name's Olive.
The ice skater was wearing a sparkly white outfit and a cape made of hundreds of purple ribbons. He was looking rather upset.
Hello, Olive. My name is Sammy Sparkle, and I'm having a dazzling disaster.
Why's that, Sammy?
It's the biggest ice skating competition of the year, Shimmer and Shine, and my partner is nowhere to be seen. Without a partner, I can't enter the competition, and it begins in 1 hour.
Maybe I can help you. But can you show me what to do?
So Sammy took her wing and tried to teach Olive how to ice skate. But Olive slipped, wobbled and flopped all over the place.
Well, I'm not sure ostriches are cut out for ice skating.
Oh, but Olive, how are we ever going to win Shimmer and Shine?
Just then, Olive noticed Sammy's cape.
The ribbons from your cape. I think I may have an idea.
They went backstage to Sammy's dressing room and got to work. Olive plucked the ribbons from his cape and tied them all together.
Oh, what are you doing to my cape?
I've made a long ribbon to tie us together. Now I'll be able to stay on my feet while we dance.
Oh, what a fabulous idea.
Suddenly, a voice boomed out over the loudspeakers.
Will the final two competing ice skaters please come to the rink?
Olive quickly wrapped the ribbon around them, tied a knot, and off they went. They glided out onto the ice and began to dance together. Because Olive was tied to Sammy, they both performed an amazing dance, and Olive didn't fall over. It was all going so well until the knot in the long purple ribbon began to loosen and Olive slid away from Sammy.
Oh, no, Olive. What are we going to do now?
Grab onto one end of the ribbon and I'll hold the other. Whatever you do, Sammy, don't let go.
But it was too late. Olive was slipping and sliding all over the place, running on the spot, skating backwards, forwards, here, there, and everywhere. It was a disaster. Sammy tried to pull Olive back towards him, but as he did, she tripped and the ribbon snapped into lots of little ribbons which flew up in the air along with Olive. Screamed Olive with her wings flapping in the air. She flew straight into Sammy Sparkle and they both dramatically dropped to the floor. The crowd stood to their feet and went wild. Sammy Sparkle couldn't believe it.
The crowd loved us, Olive.
Olive and Sammy bowed to the judges as they each held up their scorecards. 10, 10, 10, 10.
Fabulous. A perfect score. We've won, Shiver and Shine. And it's all down to you, Olive.
Oh, phew. For a moment there, I thought we were skating on thin ice.
They both laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I won a skating competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive found herself in a city surrounded by beautiful buildings. Instead of roads, there were canals filled with water.
Oh, it's going to be hard to explore without getting my feet wet.
Olive heard an odd wailing sound.
Stand front.
Who's making that dreadful racket?
A man wearing a stripy top and a straw hat was rowing along and making the racket. He was trying to sing.
Oh, Sole mio. That must be the worst tour of Venice ever. Well, this silly gondola was your choice. Oh, so it's my fault.
Excuse me, was there a problem with your boat trip?
I'll say that gondolier has the worst voice I've ever heard.
The couple stomped off, leaving a very sad-looking gondolier.
Hello, I'm Olive. Can I help at all?
Oh, ciao, Olive. I'm Domino Flamingo, gondolier. It is traditional for gondoliers to sing as we row people around the canals of Venice, but I have a terrible singing voice. Oh, sole mio. Soon I will have no customers at all.
Well, I'd love to take a tour with you.
You are very kind, but no, my singing will only upset you. I've had enough for today.
As Olive walked away, she wondered if there was a way she could help Domino. But Olive's stroll was soon interrupted.
What the heck? What's a parrot doing here?
What's a parrot doing here?
It's for sale.
Came a whispered voice from a window above the street.
That bird drives me crazy. It copies every sound it hears. Woof, woof.
The parrot certainly seemed good at copying sounds.
A gondolier with a terrible singing voice, a parrot that can copy any sound. I think I may have an idea.
I think I may have an idea.
Olive bought the parrot from its unhappy owner, then put a cover over the cage.
Just to stop you from getting too hot.
Just to stop you from getting too hot.
She hurried back to the jetty where Domino was waiting.
Domino, can you please take me somewhere where I can hear some singing?
See, I can take you to the opera house.
So Domino rowed Olive to the opera house. At a balcony, they could see an opera singer practicing.
Oh, sole mio, stand frontia te.
Oh, I wish I could sing like that.
That's the plan.
As Domino rode away from the opera house, he was surprised as the beautiful singing continued.
Impossible. Who sings so beautifully?
Olive showed Domino the parrot.
This parrot can perch behind you and do all the singing. You just need to row and pretend to be the singer.
Oh, bravo, Olive.
Bravo, Olive.
All of Domino's customers loved what they thought was him singing to them.
Oh, sole mio.
Thank you, Olive, for saving my career as a gondolier. Would you like to stay and become a gondolier too?
I don't think so. I find all this gondoliering a bit repetitive.
I find all this gondoliering a bit repetitive.
They all laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I helped a gondolier find a singing voice.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing by a swimming pool, surrounded by lots of cheering people. She was wearing a bright yellow swimming costume and goggles.
Are all these people here to see me?
Suddenly, a voice boomed out from some loudspeakers.
Up next in the high diving competition is Braveheart Beaver, the undefeated 5-time gold medal winner.
Olive realised she was in the queue for a high diving board behind Braveheart Beaver and an elephant.
A high diving competition, and I must be one of the contestants.
Exclaimed Olive. Olive was wondering why the elephant in front of her was shaking.
I'm Olive. Why are you shaking?
Hello, I'm nervous Nellie.
Said the elephant.
I'm shaking because I'm a bit nervous about jumping off that high diving board. I have this terrible fear of heights.
Olive looked up at the diving board.
Oh, I see. It is rather high.
Braveheart Beaver scores 26,
Said the announcer.
Up next, Nervous Nellie.
I can't do it.
Said Nellie sadly.
I can't do it. I'm off home.
She slowly walked towards the door, hanging her head and trunk in shame. Olive tried to think of an idea to help Nellie. It was then that she spotted a man with a beard selling peanuts.
Peanuts! Get your fresh salty peanuts here!
Shouted the man.
Elephants love peanuts. I think I may have an idea.
Olive quickly bought a pack of peanuts and began to drop a trail of peanuts along the floor, up the steps of the diving board, and then along the diving board itself. Nellie noticed the trail of peanuts.
Oh, I love peanuts.
She exclaimed. She followed the trail, eating the peanuts as she walked towards the ladder, then up the ladder, and along the end of the diving board where Olive was standing.
If you want the rest, you'll have to eat them before they get wet.
Olive threw the rest of the peanuts off the edge of the diving board. Nellie leapt off after the peanuts. She sucked up all the peanuts as they fell through the air, spectacularly twisting around all over the place before landing in the pool with an almighty splash.
Nervous Nellie scores 27,
Said the announcer.
And now we have one more contestant, Olive the Ostrich.
Okay, now for my big finish.
Olive gathered all her courage and ran towards the edge of the board. But the board was still covered in peanuts. Olive slipped and lost her balance. She went flying off the board, doing a flip, a triple backward somersault, and a corkscrew spin.
Olive scores a perfect 30. She's the winner.
I can't believe it. I won the gold medal.
Exclaimed Olive.
And I can't believe I overcame my fear of heights.
Said Nellie.
Oh, thanks for all your help, Olive.
Oh, it was nothing.
As the crowd continued to clap and cheer, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I won a high diving competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive could see a big sloping ramp in front of her and hundreds of empty seats all around.
Oh, I wonder what this slopey thing is for.
Olive heard a strange buzzing noise.
Oh,
A man on a motorbike was flying through the air towards her. He had to swerve to miss Olive and crashed into a pile of tyres.
oh, are you all right?
I think so.
The motorbike rider was wearing a sparkly cloak and a helmet.
My name's Darren, Daredevil Darren. I'm the world's greatest stunt rider.
Nice to meet you, Darren. I'm Olive. Sorry for knocking you off your motorbike. I didn't see you coming.
That's all right. I was just practicing a jump for my show tonight. There are hundreds of my fans coming. Ouch! But I think I've hurt my hand, and I can't steer my motorbike if my hand hurts.
Well, maybe I could do the jump for you.
But my fans have come to see Daredevil Darren. I can't let them down.
Olive spotted a stall selling Daredevil Darren souvenirs.
A helmet? A cloak? I think I may have an idea. I'll hide under this cloak and steer the bike, and you can sit on my back. The audience will think you're doing the jump on your own.
Darren thought it was a great plan.
What can possibly go wrong?
It was time for the big jump. The crowd were cheering for Daredevil Darren. Olive was hiding under Darren's cloak. The crowd counted them down.
3, 2, 1, go!
Olive hit the pedal, and they were off. Olive and Darren sped towards the jump. But then the motorbike wobbled, and the cloak got tangled in the back wheel. And Darren was pulled off the bike.
This is a goal!
Cried Olive. The crowd weren't happy when they saw Olive was riding the bike and not Darren. Olive screamed as she flew off the end of the ramp. She jumped high in the air and crashed into a banner. She was flung through a ring of fire, over a tank of snapping crocodiles, and then over a double-decker bus. Olive somersaulted 3 more times on the bike before landing safely on the ramp.
That was a close one.
Oh, that was amazing.
Darren exclaimed.
Listen, the crowd love you.
Really?
Olive replied. The crowd thought Olive's bike stunt was brilliant,
I'm just glad to have my feet back on the ground.
said Olive.
I don't think flying's for me.
Olive and Darren waved to the audience and laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I rode a stunt bike with Daredevil Darren.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.